When Broadway theaters closed on March 12th, it was obvious the curtain was about to come down on the theater world around the world. In St. Louis, the Fox had to postpone several shows, including Hamilton. Stages St. Louis has canceled 3/4 of its season. The Rep lost its last show of the season, a world premiere, and Opera Theater lost its entire season, including the world premiere of Awakenings, ironically about an epidemic.
It's devastating to spend years preparing for the festival, but health and safety just has to be our primary goal.
This is usually around the time of the year that you announce the season for next year.
We've made the proactive decision to stop planning. And sometime this summer, we will return to our planning when we feel that there's a little bit more view of what's over the horizon.
While the Rep was forced to postpone its final main stage show of the season, it managed to get in the first 5 performances of a play called The Cake in the Rep studio.
We were able to get a videographer in to record the final performance. And so for all of those ticket holders for The Cake, we were able to offer, from the comfort of your own home, an opportunity to see the digital stream.
You want the truth?
For local theater companies with smaller budgets, the shutdown may pose a more existential threat for some and difficulty for all.
My artists are not in the union. My artists cannot collect unemployment for this, and neither can a lot of the small companies. So all of this time for them is just like really abject despair.
Don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't be.
For now, St. Lou Fringe plans to go ahead with its annual festival in August, but a substantial portion of the performances will be offered only online.
The idea is actually that those virtual ones can stick around and we can promote them for a year. And that year of ticket sales will help all of those artists put some money back in their pockets.
Has this opened the door to more of that sort of thing? And is that a good thing or a bad thing if people get used to just sitting at home and watching?
Certainly, as we go forward, I hope that there will be a place for these tools in our toolkit going forward forever. But nothing can replace the joy and the experience of live music that we create together. And I have great faith that we will find our way back to that.
For now, the Rep has enough money to keep staff in place and pay the artists whose contracts were canceled. At Opera Theater, for every ticket holder willing to donate the cost of their unused tickets back to the company, members of the board have pledged to match those contributions dollar for dollar up to $500,000. Locally, artists can also apply for emergency funds available from the St. Louis Community Foundation and the Regional Arts Commission.
What time is it?
The great unknown is not just how long it will be until it is safe to go to the theater, but how long it will be before people feel safe going to the theater.
Whenever folks start to say, oh, we have no idea what's going to happen, I remind them that, this art has survived pandemics before, the ruination of the Greeks, and yet it persists, that the best of Shakespeare's work were written during the plagues, and yet it persists. And so I feel heartened by the reality that I'm in an art form that is timeless, even as our doors are shut in this moment. And I look forward to being on the front lines with the rest of my colleagues as we rebuild the American theater when this is done.